Hello and welcome to another video from Console Accessories, and as I always say, I hope you're looking after each other, I hope you're staying safe, and just for a few minutes let's have a little bit of a distraction from the outside world, shall we? I'll be looking at an accessory. If you haven't guessed it by the intro and the thumbnail, we're going to be looking at this. Now this is the Game Traveller Deluxe travel case, and it's not out until April the 30th. I managed to get a copy early to show off on the channel. And I got this from the official Nintendo website and it costs £25. I haven't actually found it in the United States as yet. I'm sure it will be available. I just can't find it at the minute. And as soon as I do find it, I'll put a link in the description below. I have seen it on Amazon. However, they're trying to charge you $35 for it. And I'm not sure if that's what the retail price is. So I think unless you're desperate for it, hold off and we'll try and find it somewhere else to get in the States. Okay, so what I've done, this is part 2 of a 3-part series of Animal Crossing Switch cases. I did the first part where I looked at the Vault case, and I'll link above there, which is a really nice case. And this is the second one we're going to be looking at, and there's going to be a third one, which is the Leaf case as well. We'll be looking at that later on. So subscribe, hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when that third part comes out. Okay, so let's go around it. This is actually a cutout, so if I kind of slide the case around, you can see that this is a cutout. Logo, what it is, who's it for, a couple of features there, like the stand and the wrist strap, which I'll show you in a bit. And then on the bottom there, we have a little bit of gumph, and it's distributed by Nacon, who are more famously for kind of controllers for PC and Xbox and PS4. And on the back, a little bit of a gumph and all telling you about what it does, and it's going to protect the Nintendo Switch and the Switch Lite, which is a really nice feature. It doesn't just accommodate the Switch Lite just because it's bigger, it actually has some features in there which keeps the Switch Lite in there as well, and I'll tell you about that in a bit. Okay, so I've played about with it for a bit, but I've undone it just to, I've put it all back together just to show you. You have a couple of plastic bits there that you need to snip off before you take it out. And then what you do is just slide it off. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to be comparing it to the Vault case a couple of times. So if you can see that it's not kind of like gloss on the front there, it's more of a matte finish, whereas this is more of a glossy finish. Can you see the reflection on the light there? That hasn't got that on here. And this one is very much a printed image, whereas this looks almost hand-drawn. It's a little bit kind of pixelated, if you know what I mean. I can't really explain. Let me see if I can get a little bit in closer for you. Okay, you can see that it looks a little bit more drawn. That absolutely does not diminish it in any way, shape or form. It's really nice. It just looks, going from the Vault case, it just looks a little bit more drawn than, which is a good thing. And then on the front, I hadn't really seen this image many places. Mabel, Isabel, Tom, KK, Blathers there. Someone needs to do some weeding. You'd think all of them stood there, someone would at least pick up a couple of them weeds. What are you going to do? Okay, so nice Animal Crossing scene there, and then on the sides with the zip, it's got some yellow and some orange piping. And then going around, and then we've got the zip here with this nice leaf. It's kind of like the Animal Crossing leaf, isn't it? Nice big rubber for the zip there. Let's get in close so we can look at that, because I do like a bit of branding on a zip. I'll be honest with you. Okay, and then on the back, okay, look at this. Okay, so it looks kind of leather, doesn't it? Yeah, look at it. I don't think it is. I don't think it is leather, but it certainly looks like it. Looks a little bit old school, doesn't it? Okay, that's really good. I really like that. It's nice and thick as well. So probably a good time. Let's get it weighed. It's got a little bit of styrofoam in it, but that's not going to be very much. So 308 grams, that's quite heavy, considering that's heavier than that. It's not going to be as heavy as that. So it's 100 grams lighter than that, but still a bit heavier than that, than the Switch Lite. So it's a bit of a beefy thing. So there should be some good protection in here, and it certainly feels like there's going to be protection in the back. Okay, so let's unzip it. There's that styrofoam, it weighs nothing, so we don't worry about that. And inside, okay, so let's start with the top. It's very soft here, so there's a kind of a softy material there. Not much padding at all really behind there. There's hardly any padding, but there's a bit of cardboard, a really stiff bit of cardboard in there. Okay, so that gives you the protection there. And then just moving down here, here's your wrist strap. So you can undo that. Then once you've got it all zipped up, you've got yourself a wrist strap there, if you want to use it. Okay. But if you don't want to use it, it's nice that it's got this little bit of elastic that you could just poke in there. Poke it in and it stays out of the way. Nice little feature, that. And then moving on to the bottom bit, you have a bit of Velcro with a flap, and I'll tell you what the flap does in a bit. And this here is hard foam. It's kind of empty. It's got a lot of air underneath it, but it's kind of foamy and it's printed. Yeah, it feels nice, a nice bit of protection in there. Can you see where the gaps are? Or is this a solid foam? And then we have gaps here and here. This is for when you use the RDS licensed Joy-Con grips, so they can fit in there apparently. But this is what I'm more interested in. So if you were looking to put a switch in there, you would only need it to about there. But because we're going to be able to fit a switch Lite in, they've extended the hole to be there. So the gap for the triggers, the switch Lite, sit in there, and for the switch it fits further out. That's why it fits the switch and the switch Lite. And then you can see this glaringly obvious red thing in the middle. If you open it up, it's a case for 4 games or for 3 games and 2 memory cards. Okay, I don't really know anyone who carries more than 1 memory card, and the 1 memory card is usually in the switch, so I'm not quite sure, but it's nice. It's got a nice bit of, get up close to that. Nice bit of branding on the front there. Okay. It goes, and that fits in there nice and flush. And then this padding, this bit here, flap, goes over the switch for a bit of extra protection. So let's start with the switch Lite. Like we're saying, the triggers are here, so they fit in those gaps there. Flap over, sealed in, and if I give it a bit of a shake, okay, that ain't going anywhere. That's nicely in. Pleased with that. And then fold it over. And protection-wise, so there's going to be loads of protection on there because there's all that foam underneath and this kind of leatherish thing. So there's a lot of protection there. Certainly a certain amount of protection here because this is where your flap is, and a little bit less protection here, but still there's a certain amount. I mean, yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. I can still click my thumbsticks in, but there's enough protection, I'd say. Certainly for a drop from probably from waist height, you'd get away with it easily, and it would certainly stop the screen, because that's the most important bit, I'd say, is a screen where you've got this double protection here. Let's whip over to the switch. That fits in all the way, and again, same with flap over. There we go. There's some space in here. You could probably get, I'd say you might be able to get something in the top there, but I don't think you'd get much more than just your switch in. And again, I can press the thumbsticks in, but plenty of protection top and bottom. When it's got the switch in, 700 grams, it does make it quite weighty. Quite a weighty thing, because this case is no doubt, it's quite a beast. Okay, and then this flap has some extra bits, so you can have it like that. So if I show you on this camera here, you can have it sat in there like that, and it is a desk stand. And it says it's adjustable. That is because here, underneath here, there's an extra bit of Velcro. You undo that Velcro and you stick it onto this top bit, so like that, and then you can move it backwards and forwards to adjust the angle. Having said that, poking it in there is the perfect angle for me. So that's about, I'd say that was about right, and that's about 40 centimeters, 50 centimeters from my face. I think that's okay for me. And just to show you, although it's a bit obvious, it works for the switch as well with the adjusting of the screen angle. But like I'm saying, I just stick it there. It seems to be fine. Okay. So all in all, this is a really nice case. It's a bit of a beast. So I think the Vault case was a bit of a beast as well. So it depends on the way, what you look and what you like on the front, really. Did you want a wrist strap? Was that a definite for you? Did you want all the padding? Do you want that kind of leathery look? There we go, I'll show you it again. Can you see it, all the creased leather? That's really nice. It's a really nice looking case, and it's a bit of a beast, and I think it would do a lot of protection for both your Switch and your Switch Lite. Okay, so what do you think? Have you got one of these? Are you looking at picking one of these up? Do let me know in the comments below, and if you've got any questions, I'll happily answer them. I'll go through as many as you want. If you want to know, if you've got a certain accessory you want to be able to see if you can fit in here as well as a Switch Lite, please do let me know, and I'll do the best I can. Okay, any questions you got, leave them down below, answer them all, and let me know if you're going to get one. Let me know if you've got one, if you've got one on order, and if you find one that's for sale in the United States, do let me know, because then I can put a link down in the description. Okay, that's it for the Deluxe travel case with the Animal Crossing theme. And remember to hit the bell icon, because we're going to be doing part 3 in a couple of days for the Leaf case. Okay, thanks very much then. Stay safe, take care, and until the next video. Bye bye.